Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum student, this is Umaira Said with the lecture, and today the topic we are going to discuss is the CV. What is CV, what is resume, what is the difference between these two, and how to make the good CV, what are the good templates of a CV, and what are the different types of the CV. My dear students, in the previous lectures we have discussed the interview, but interview is the last stage. The most important thing is to search the job, then apply for the job, then send the application. There are the different applications, solicited and unsolicited. For the solicited we would have a different CV, unsolicited we would have a different CV, and you know we can bifurcate the CV into different types, but actually CV is just a course of life. You are telling someone a biodata of your life. The most important question which is generally expected in the examination is the difference between the CV and the resume, and you will be so astonished to know that yes, there is a difference, and most of the people do not know the difference basically, and they think that the CV and the resume are the one thing, but not. It is a minor difference, and we will discuss today. CV actually, you know, the CV is the abbreviation of a Latin word curriculum vitae. The word is curriculum vitae. So, in the shortest and in the abbreviation we would write CV. It is a marketing tool. It is the like you are giving someone the context of your life. You are giving the tour of your personal and the private life. When you expose yourself, when you uncover yourself in front of your friend or in front of some stranger who is more interested in knowing about you. So, this is called CV. CV is not usually give for the particular for the job, but whenever you unfold yourself to someone is said to be CV. It is also different and retrospective in a way that it gives you the tour of your past life. It will have a reminiscence of your the life which you have passed. So, this is CV. So, now the next question will be then what is resume? Resume is something false. Resume is particularly you have to submit for securing your position of the job. So, CV is for the job, but it focused more on your private and the personal life and the course of life, whereas the resume is peculiar to your job purposes, the objectives, the goals, the aim you have in a set for yourself, the vision you are working for, the vision you are achieving and struggling and striving for is said to be the resume. So, this is the difference between the CV and the resume. It is synonym of the summary of your life, but the summary of your job description, the job experiences, on the positions you have worked on. So, this is the resume which give the detailed information about that. What is the differences between the CV and the resume? Number one is the brevity. Brevity is one of the major difference because in the CV you do not need to be more brief you would in a longer sentence, in a longer way, in an exaggerated way, you just expose yourself and showcase your abilities and capabilities, and you would take an ample time to express your ideas and express yourself, whereas in resume you must be very much brief. You would try to give your information in a very composed and in very smaller sentences. In every of my lecture I focused on the brevity and the smaller sentences, because I believe that the more brief you are, the more brevity in your ideas, in your words, the more people will focus on listening. It is a general perception that the video of 50 or the 60 minutes never capture the interest of the listeners and the audiences rather than the video of 10 minutes, because in the 10 minutes if you are giving the ideas which another person is giving in the 60 minutes is a hell of the difference. And everyone is running for the shortage of the time, and the time is money. So, that is why we believe that the brevity is the soul of the wit. So, try to be more brief and give more witty ideas and more come with the pregnant thoughts and be brief in your resume. The second most important thing is The CV deals with the historical references, your personal life, like your marital status, your date of birth, your weight, your religion, your creed, your family background, even to your house addresses. All this will be discussed in the CV if it is required by any organization, institution. You know, students, when some solicited application, many of the organization demand CV. They do not ask for the resume. The reason is they want to know that from which area they are getting more and more CVs. Like many of opportunities are from Punjab, and some are offering the jobs in KPK, and some of are offering in the Sindh. So that is why the CV is required. But most of the indigenous organizations, institutes, or companies that requires resume. So they are not interested in knowing about your weight, about your religion, but they are more interested in knowing about your email address, about your qualification, experiences, your certificates, conferences, and your market experiences, like the global market or the local market. So they will be more interested in knowing rather than knowing your personal life. So this is one of the difference. You will be more personal in CV, but like in resume you are not personal. As far as in the CV is concerned, the picture, like in our society, the girls are so much hesitant in pasting their pictures because of some misuse or mishandling of the pictures. So I suggest you generally to the girls that there is no need of pasting the pictures on your CV until or unless it is required, or you just paste a clip, or you may staple your picture over there, but no need to like scan your picture on the CV. But in the resume there is generally no need, and no of the organization required the pictures from the candidate, because most of the females used to have a veil, they used to have a headscarf. So for the security purposes, that the pictures are not required. So this is, I am going to make a very simplest template for the CV. You would on the Google find so many templates, and you would find so many different methodologies or different criteria of making the CV. But my dear students, your CV depends upon your experiences. If you are the fresh graduates, your CV will be very simple. But if you have done so many internships, conferences, you have written articles. I know that one of my one of my friends' brother used to have a CV of 22 pages. What 22 pages? Yes, 22 pages. The reason was he had added all the research articles he have written, all the conferences, all the experiences, because he was the fellow member of so many colleges as well. He was the dean somewhere. He had a global experiences. He was the motivational speaker. So he add all those things which may give him a push forward to get something more than he had done it previously. So yes, a CV, but I believe that 22 CV, to make the 22 CVs, you need to have 22 years experience as well. Like a single night experience or the overnight experiences doesn't matter in your CV, in the professional CV. So I am going to make a very simplest template, and you would find in Google as well, but try to move from the simple to the difficult, like coming from the difficult to the easy makes the students so much develop some ambiguous ideas. So suppose it is a page of a paper, and you are supposed to make your own CV, but you would have to do start with the objective. What is the objective of your life? You would write down the objective of your life is to secure some high positions, or to serve the humanity, or to touch the high skies. Here comes the personal information. The personal information which is required for the other one to know is your name, your father name, your email address, and your address to contact physically. But in many of the institutes or organizations, when they posted an advertisement for the recruitment, they posted that only the Muslim candidates are allowed, or the non-Muslims are also allowed. Suppose if you are non-Muslim, then it is necessary to write down your religion. Otherwise, in resume, there is no need to write down your religion, your culture, or your weight, even if your skin color, the siblings, it is not necessary. If someone is saying that there is a particular quota for the women, definitely your name would send that your gender is woman, but it is necessary to mention here as well that the gender is woman. For the sake of securing the good position, whatever they are requiring, you have to mention in your CV. CV is not a kind of a divine document that once it is created, you cannot bring changes into it. My dear student, after every 6 months, you have to bring changes, or you update your CV, the experiences you have, you professionally you are gaining day by day. So each bit you have to include in your CV. As I am saying, it is not a divine paper. Then here comes the qualification. There are two ways of adding the qualification, which is very important. Chronological order, like start from the last degree to the latest degree, or write down here the latest one, like the latest one. Suppose if I am completing my MPhil in English literature, so my latest degree will be MPhil and the last degree will be the matric. But you may write down in a reverse as well. You may start with the matric to the MPhil. Here comes the experiences. If you are fresh graduates, you would write the fresh. If you have an experience of 2, 5, 8, 10, then divide that from the joining to the exit date, you just mention over there. From the latest job you left, and from the last or the previous jobs you started and left. Then your experiences, then later on your hobbies or your professional grip. Many of like I have seen, because I was a recruiter once, and I see that most of the candidates write in the hobby section gardening, cooking, driving. So what is this use of telling to the company that you are very much interested in gardening? Like, we are hiring you for the post of lecturer, then how this gardening will be useful for this organization? So never mention your hobbies, because hobbies section should be included in CV. In resume there would be no hobbies. In resume, that section you include will be the professional skills. Here you may write the computer skills, or some you know how to deal with the Excel sheets, the Excel formulas, Microsoft Words, or C++, or the languages of computer, or you are the software developer. These are the professional skills. Or you are the content writer, assist writer, you have a grip over the languages more than 3, you are the bilingual. So these are the professional skills. You are the motivational, you know how to deal with the market, you have experience of the global market. These are the professional experiences. Your cooking, gardening, driving, these are not the professional. So please, I am sorry to say, do not include this hobby section in your resume. And references, if there is any references, do quote, otherwise no need to add the references. I may understand that nowadays in securing the good position, reference is important, but if your organization is demanding the references, do quote them, otherwise no need to add them in the CV. So there are the different types of the CV, one by one. Write down. Number one is the targeted CV. Targeted means that when you set a target, like this is your job and now you want to secure that, then you will make your CV target. As I am repeating the same sentence, that CV is not a divine document, you may change it day by day, a bit by bit, you may add something new in it. When your target is to secure the job of the chemist, for the assistant professor, or for the lecturer, or some kind of a computer operator, or the computer manager, then your targeted CV will be managed and prepared like this. Inventory CV, when your objectives are very clear, your capabilities, your abilities are mentioned, you have an experience. You prepare your journal CV to send to the different organization for for unsolicited application, uninvited application. Inventory CV will be prepared. Combination CV, it is a combination of CV and resume, like you would add your qualification, experience, professional qualification, professional skills in it. You would add your personal information like your date of birth, your religion, your email addresses. Equally, it is said to be the combination CV. Chronological CV, as I dealt and as I have told you that you may write from the simplest way, from the matric to MPhil, from the matric to Masters in Computer Science, MSc in Computer Science, whereas you may write as well from the MSc in Computer Science to like you may add in a different way in the reverse order as well or in a simple order as well. The functional CV, the CV which is which may perform as a CV, and the resume which may drop anywhere, a CV in which you are adding your experiences and the things on the daily basis. Like everyday experience will not be mentioned, but the thing which you think, which you believe that it would be help to make your resume more weighty will be added in your CV or in the resume. So, my dear student, this was the topic for today, as we have discussed in detail the CV and the resume, and your task related with the CV preparation will be provided in your Google Classroom. So, keep in touch and stay with the Google Classroom. Take care. Allah Hafiz.